our history. Buildings and people and memories and dreams. Who better to tell us than those who were there? There's so much to learn from the stories they'll share.
Living history. Living history.
Hello, my name is Ted Goldsboro, and this is the Living History program. Today we're going to be interviewing Dr. Herman Giersch, who grew up in Bryn Mawr, and we have with us a former student of Dr. Giersch's, Ed Minshall, who graduated from Lower Merion in the class of 46. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking at pictures and newspaper articles and talking about them, and Herman's going to tell us what he remembers about those, and Ed's going to help me.
Right.
All right, Herman, where did you grow up?
Bryn Mawr.
Bryn Mawr. And what time period are we talking about?
1914 through, well, I lived in Bryn Mawr until about 35, something like that.
Okay.
Then Dad lost his business and we had to move out to King of Prussia.
Okay. In the 1914 to 35 range, your dad had been working in Ardmore. What was the name of that company?
Autocar company.
The Autocar company.
Well, he started there as a young boy, to tell you the truth.
Oh.
He went to school. They had no money, see, a German family. And they had no money, so when Dad, he was the oldest child, 2 boys and 5 girls. And when he finished the 8th grade, junior high, you've got to get a job, Herman. So Dad had to get a job, and he got this job at Autocar.
So he worked there for several years until
yes.
he had an accident.
Yeah, with his left hand.
Left hand, and what happened?
The tip, apparently he got it caught in the machine and took the tips off these 3 fingers. And see, he was playing clarinet diligently and hoping to become a member of the John Philip Sousa band. And of course, when this happened, that stopped all of that. But he had special little extensions on his clarinet so that he could continue to play there. And he was terrific on clarinet, terrific. One time, as example, is it all right if I say this?
Okay.
One time, as example, Paul and I were good clarinet players when we went to college, and we thought we'd kid Dads one time. So, Dad, let's do some sight reading. Sight reading, see? He never saw it before. He cut us to death. We thought we were good sight readers, man. He
taught you a lesson.
So,
yeah. Well, now, in those days, in the 1920s, say, there was no medical insurance. Autocar didn't give him $100,000,
no.
So you were just out of luck.
Out of luck,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
And
So that's when I think he got that job working behind the...
okay, now after the damage, why didn't he continue at Autocar?
Maybe he had to stop because of this. I
The
don't
machinery,
know.
or
Yeah.
okay, and then what did he do?
Well, I think, as I say, he worked in that machine shop back at the firehouse.
Okay, so we have a map here, and this is Lancaster Avenue,
Yeah.
and there's the firehouse.
Yeah, and it's right back at the firehouse here.
Okay.
This is the firehouse, right back of it.
All right. There is one part here that says garage, and that might have been.
Well, it's hard. It was a little place.
Okay.
It looks more like, to me, like...
Oh, maybe it was.
Was it right back at the firehouse's driveway
Oh.
was this little building.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did he do in that building?
I guess he was a machinist, mechanic, that kind of thing.
All right. And this is in the 1920s?
Very early, very early.
Okay.
Because he must have then purchased or got a mortgage or something for the machine shop he had down farther.
Okay, down Lancaster Avenue.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Up that little alley.
Now, when your dad was working at Autocar, where was he married? Do you have children?
He didn't marry until 1912.
Okay,
And
he was married when the accident occurred.
Oh no.
No?
No, see, he was born, I think, about 1887. So he'd only been through 8th grade.
Yeah.
So maybe
He'd be maybe 12 or 13.
Yeah,
87.
14, something like
It's
that.
really the early days of Autocar.
Okay. Okay.
They actually started
1900,
in
right?
1900.
Right.
So my dad came in 1918.
Okay.
So
this was before.
And it's before that.
Yeah, right.
So
Now,
I know what kind of cars he was working
Where
on.
was your dad living when he was working at Autocar?
On Warner Avenue.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That 25 Warner Avenue was their address.
And that's the one that's been torn down for a driveway into that tennis court?
Oh, no. Our home was torn down on the end of Sargent Avenue.
Oh.
Yeah, that's torn down right against the railroad.
Yes.
Yeah, that's torn down, and that's now the tennis.
Oh, so your house on Warner Avenue might still be there?
Not our house, my dad's house.
Yeah, but it still might be there?
Oh, sure.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. 25 Central.
All right, 25 Central. We got to get that. All right. So he was living on Warner Avenue when the accident occurred.
Yes.
And he owned that house on Warner Avenue?
No, that was his father's house.
Oh, okay.
My grandfather and grandmother's house.
Okay.
Grandfather had a shop right back of the house, and he was a furniture expert.
Oh, was that this business?
No. This is on Lancaster Pike, see?
Oh.
This was down on Warner Avenue.
But a similar business, furniture?
Oh, the same business, yeah.
Oh.
He built furniture, designed it. Oh, it was unbelievable. Fantastic, yeah.
Now,
he worked for a lot of wealthy people around Lower Merion.
And built cabinets or chairs?
Yeah, tables and everything.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
So that was your grandfather?
My grandfather.
Uh-huh. And you knew him as a kid?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So the trade was cabinet maker, right?
Yes,
Cabinet maker, okay.
maker, yeah.
Cabinet maker.
But now, who was this? Whose business was this?
That's my grandfather.
Oh, same person.
Yeah.
Okay, but a different location for the business.
Ernst.
No.
E-R-N-S-T. No
Ernst.
E. Ernst.
German.
In German, it's Ernst.
Ernst. Okay. Now, in this picture of the shop, who are those two people seated there?
The one, as you look at it, to the left is my Uncle Paul, and the one to his left is my dad.
Okay.
Herman.
Herman. Yeah, okay.
Herman Giersch.
Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about your dad. We're talking family here.
Okay.
What about him and music? I mean, you said he lost his fingertips and he couldn't play clarinet, but...
He started playing, he kept playing, even, I told you, through Paul and I were in college, still playing clarinet very well. But he didn't play it professionally.
Okay. Now tell me about a band.
Dad played in the band. The band is the one that got him started. When he was 8 or 9 years old, they had a situation where they tried to teach children in the community to play band instruments. No girls, just boys. And then they'd pull them into bands. Well, Dad and Uncle Paul were those boys. They had a man come out from Philadelphia, I think it was, and taught them. And then Dad taught us. Dad started us really before that. He had, when he was a kid, he played was an E-flat clarinet. It's a small clarinet, and he showed us and started us on that. That's what we started on. And then I remember Dr. Beach at Lower Merion. He probably gave me my first B-flat clarinet, which let me borrow it. See, it was a B-flat, and it's longer, full size.
I see.
Yeah. But,
now you mentioned a band. What band was that?
Yeah. Now this is the Bryn Mawr Community Band, and excuse me, Dad became the leader of it. He was a member of it for those years, then became the leader of it in 1912, I think it was the same, 12, and he was the longest conductor I know of from 1912 to 1974.
Wow.
62 years, I think it was, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And
Interrupted by an accident to his finger.
Yeah, right.
That's
Now,
really something.
well, now, as a result of that, his left hand, he couldn't be a
Yes.
clarinet player.
Oh, yeah.
He was pretty smart. He said, well, my right hand's good.
Right.
So he decided he was going to be a tuba player.
Okay. Now, Herman, we got to take a little break here.
Oh, okay.
We'll be right back. And we're talking to Herman Giersch and Ed Minshall, and we'll be right back after the break.